Hi everybody, this is Tim, and this is the other stuff I do. Today I'm doing a video for a friend of mine, Eric Jason Brock. He's been asking me to do a review of one of his EPs that he released. He and I have played in bands for years and years. Not in the last few years because I've been a slacker. He's been doing a lot of guitar instrumental EPs. He's been mixing in a few tracks with vocals in there. He gets some people to help him out online. But he's put out a pretty robust discography in the last couple of years. If you go check him out, it's ericjasonbrock.bandcamp.com. I'll put a link in the description down below, and I'll also put a link over to his YouTube channel where he does some looks at guitars that he gets. But I'm going to dive in now, and this is his EP Abstract. It's the current one. First track is called You Never Need to Doubt It. And I'm going to talk over things, and we're probably not going to listen to the whole song because I have listened to the whole EP several times already. So this is just my thoughts on it for Eric. He's been asking me to do a good review for him, so right off the bat, it's really impressive to me how full of a sound you're able to get. That Kemper Profiler is just a monster for your guitar tones. And even just the little bits of keyboards and stuff that you add in. I know you're not a keyboard player at all by any stretch, so the little bit of stuff that you do add in really adds a good feel to things. If I'm being completely honest, your straight-ahead rock stuff is probably the least interesting for me to play and listen to. I think that's probably due to the simple fact that you and I have always had such a good musical connection. We kind of know what the other person's going to play and do almost before they do it. So it feels very almost predictable for me. I don't know if other people feel the same way about it. I get jazzed when you start to get a little weird, when you take some chances and go in different directions with things. But this is a strong track. The playing's really solid. The tones are really nice. The only thing that I always feel like when I'm listening to your stuff is, man, I really want to get my hands on those individual tracks and do a full mix myself. I feel like I could get a little bit more sound out of it, but maybe that's just my own arrogance. I don't know. Of course, I never have time to actually do that, so you do you, man. Alright, I'm going to skip on to the next track now. This one's called Little Kicks. This is kind of what I was saying in the first one, where I feel like it's kind of predictable. The sound is good. There's nothing wrong with it. I don't dislike it. I just feel like I know what you're going to do before you do it. And for me, that's a little bit boring when I'm listening to something new. But I gotta say, man, your playing has really improved over the last couple of years just with the sheer amount of stuff you've been doing. I'm so sloppy. Really nice sound there. Okay, I want to get on to the next one because that's the one I've been looking forward to. This is the title track, Abstract. Okay, right off the bat, I love this intro. This is what I was talking about when I really like it when you get weird. When you stretch yourself, you try to find a lot of different tones, some different rhythms, some different background instrumentation. This, to me, has a real Steve Vai kind of feel to it, you know, where he just kind of gets spacey and psychedelic and just oddball, and man, I love when that happens because that's really interesting to me to listen to. It's not the stuff where I can predict what's going to happen. It's very outside the box. Just a weird groove, and I like it. Nice clean sound in there. Then right back into that real trippy melody. I want to hear a whole EP of nothing but this kind of stuff, where you're just like tripping balls, man. All right, I'm going to the next one. This is The Sweet Revenge of Amity Temperance. It's really a lot less of a straight kind of rock flavor. There's a little bit of a bluesier edge to it, but it's not a blues track, but it's got a little bit more subdued tone than what you usually use. You usually have a very, very metal, overdriven, heavily affected sound. This one's a little raw sounding, and I like it. I always find myself wondering with your drums, because I know you play drums too, but you don't have a drum set, an electronic or an acoustic kit these days, so you've been using VSTI drums inside your DAW, and I'm always wondering how much of it is pre-programmed loops that you're finding and how much of it is stuff that you're programming from scratch, or if it's more of a mix. I just don't have the time and patience to go through as many drum loops as some of the stuff I've got on my computer are. There's just thousands of loops, and so many of them are just variations off of each other, and man, I feel like I'm just like and I can never quite find what I want, so I end up programming everything from scratch myself, which then of course that takes 1,000 years to do too, because clicking and dragging with a mouse and editing notes on a piano roll in a MIDI editor, yada yada yada. It's just this one I like the sound of. I like it. All right, final track. Sidewinding, bushwhacking, hornswoggling, cracker croaker. I knew you were eventually going to do something to get yourself sued by Mel Brooks. So here it is.
Bushwhacking, hornswoggling, cracker croaker is gonna roll away with the color. Now, who can argue with that?
Oh, you gotta love Gabby Johnson. I still remember the summer where we had your Laserdisc. Yes, I said Laserdisc, kids. Google it. We had your Laserdisc of Blazing Saddles, and we pretty much watched it for 3 months straight. I can still do that entire movie from memory. I like the rhythm guitars in this a lot. I like that just kind of not really overdriven, but just kind of breaking up kind of tone. I like it. I like that melody line on the lead. This one makes me smile a lot. It's just a happy, fun kind of feel. Alright, I'm not playing this entire thing because this is just supposed to be my reaction and my thoughts on stuff. If anybody does want to listen to it, again, I'm going to put some links in the description. Eric, that's some strong work, man. There's some good stuff in there. I really, really like the title track. That's one of the most interesting things I've heard you do. So, yeah, man, thumbs up.